Welcome to the Overwatch Arcade. I'm Epicinsanity and I will be your host for the day. This video is made possible by our awesome supporters on Patreon. On this week's video, I will be talking about a new Overwatch custom game called Boss Mode. I didn't create the concept of boss mode settings, but I did create the rule set that you'll be seeing in this video. A boss mode game is a 6v1 elimination game where you put the rough and tough tanks head to head against the puny little humans, or Omnics. The team of 6's job is to work together to eliminate the tank, and the tank's job is to live long enough to slaughter their opponent. This week's game features no support heroes, single elimination, and for tanks, increased damage and increased health. Here is the in-game Overwatch rule set. You can find a link to this rule set in the description below. This version of a boss game was done with the 3v3 elimination preset. I adjusted the teams to 6v1, shut off all the support heroes and tanks for Team 1, and put only tank heroes on Team 2. Team 1 had no other adjustments, whereas Team 2, the tank team, had its damage increased to 300%, health increased to 500%, and healing received increased to 200%. But after some testing, I learned that these settings weren't fun for the testers or myself. This week's game creation was definitely a learning experience for trying to find the right balance between tank damage, player participation, and heroes allowed inside the game. First, I discovered that if a tank does too much damage, they just one-shot everyone. Here you can see 300% damage. I later turned it down to 150% and had better results. The second thing that I learned this week is that if tank damage is too high, or in this case, healing Roadhog was doing was too high, players just hold up in their spawn points and avoid contact altogether in order to win the round. Basically, players were doing nothing and getting credit. One of the final things that I learned this week was that shutting off support heroes resulted in players just avoiding contact with each other and the boss altogether, and they would do anything to survive, even hold up in bushes. So after some tweaking to a few different settings and finding that perfect balance between damage done, damage received, healing, etc., this version that I created of a boss fight could be a lot of fun. A few things that I would have done differently is to possibly decrease tank movement speed, slow them down a little bit so they're easier to kill and you can escape quicker. Increase some players' health like Tracer or Sombra, because they easily get one shot with 150% damage. Or increasing the output and health of support heroes. Or trying it on a different type of preset like Control or Escort in order to force players to participate. And once you die, you can jump back into the fight. And in future weeks, I plan to test a few different versions that I've created in my head while testing this version. And in coming weeks, players will actually be able to save their custom presets in-game in order to make the creation and testing go faster, which is a definitely nice thing, so thank you, Overwatch. Now that you've seen the game, it's time for me to rate this sucker. Using the Frozen Nerdz rating scale, this game would receive a 3 on stupid fun ability. Game in its current state, as you see here, wasn't very fun for anybody involved. For ease of play, I would give this game a 3 also, mainly because it does take some adjusting to understand how to play this type of game mode. For replayability, I would give this version of the game a 1. With some of the improvements I've already talked about, this game could be a lot of fun, and I'd want to replay the heck out of it. But this current version is lacking a lot of components to make it enjoyable enough for replay. So overall, I would give this game a 2.3. So my version of a boss mode fight gets the epic fails stamp. Special thank you this week to Vesa and Loaf for being awesome testers. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Overwatch Arcade or hit the subscribe button to get instant updates from the Frozen Nerdz channel. I'm Epicinsanity, and this has been another episode of the Overwatch Arcade. And like always, I will see you on the other side of the login screen.